the whole spot kind of got blown up with the report from the Miami Herald detailing how easy they were able to get off with that 2007 plea deal before that blew up. But by the way, everything he did was well known. Ghislane Maxwell attended the 2018 campfire retreat, the highly secretive campfire retreat, just weeks before, again, this bombshell Miami Herald investigation resurfaced Epstein's crimes. So these 2018 campfire attendees broke the shroud of secrecy surrounding the event and told Vice that Maxwell was at the exclusive annual event hosted by the Amazon founder and had previously attended two others. Campfire is an all-expenses-paid literary retreat where dozens of well-known novelists rub shoulders with celebrities, akin to the annual blowout Google Camp, which is a little bit less secretive. Guests at the event, which Bezos started in 2009, are told the entire trip is off the record, but a production company that staged Campfire in 2011 described the event as a private gathering and conference for influential artists, writers, activists, and scientists for sharing of inspiration and stories. So that is a probably pretty generous way to put it. It sounds like it's a place where a bunch of really rich and powerful people get together with people who they consider to be smart and incredibly well-read and intellectual to make themselves feel better, such as scientists, which is, oh, by the way, one of Jeffrey Epstein's favorite things to do. He liked to surround himself really with a collection of scientists and intellectuals such as Alan Dershowitz, such as Steven Pinker was another big guy that who was pretty closely tied to. Like, those type of people he would like to surround himself with. And it's not surprising that richer folks like Jeff Bezos want to do the same, because there is kind of a desire to, as a high citizen, or a citizen of great class, high class, economically, like, you want to make yourself feel like you're more important. And this seems to be really what that report was. So reporting on Maxwell's alleged role in an Epstein sex trafficking network was well documented in a 2011 Daily Mail report, but it was an investigation by the Miami Herald that saw the financier arrested on fresh charges. So Julie K. Brown with the incredible report there, breaking more than just Virginia Jeffrey and really exposing the true scope of his victims and the horror of it all. Which, by the way, you should definitely look into. According to the report, Campfire 2018 took place shortly before Brown's November 28 article, and, of course, Epstein hanged himself in a Manhattan prison, although famed pathologist hired by his brother, by the pedophile's brother, Mike Epstein, says the death was a suicide. A Sky News report published October 16th alleges Maxwell was hiding out in Brazil. So Brazil was the idea, but we will get to that in a moment. But first, I do want to catch you up on two insane stories and two insane developments that were in the meantime, before this October 16th report came out detailing the location of Maxwell. And one of them was in Massachusetts, where she was cited with Scott Borgeson, I believe. Yeah, so Scott Borgeson is this guy who's really into ocean policy. He's also a CEO of a cell phone company in the tech business. He lives in Manchester by the Sea and was apparently cited with Epstein's former lover and alleged madam, Ghislane Maxwell, in a New York Post article published just 5 days after Epstein committed suicide. Jeez. Wow. Maxwell has been reportedly living with tech CEO Scott Borgeson, yes, as it reports, but Borgeson called the Post on Wednesday to insist he's been busy working abroad and nobody has, hopefully, been at his home. He arrived back in the U.S. late Wednesday, only to be met by a police escort and saying, "It's pretty crazy, all this just exploded. People kept asking me, but I'm not dating Ghislane. I'm home alone with my cat." So it was pretty clear he was not dating Ghislane. He'd been at the time working on ocean policy. Yeah, she's not there. She's not here. I have no idea where she is. Borgeson, who's actually a divorced dad, replied, Nobody wants to be close to this radioactive situation. I'm just an ocean policy person. I was serving my country in the military, and then I've been busy working hard. I'm an ethical person with a good reputation and integrity. Did I mention I'm a good guy? I have no idea about the Me Too movement and Jeffrey Epstein. It's not a normal day to have a police escort home. Asked why Maxwell's name is listed as living at his home with him, Borgeson said, I would never trust the internet. So, that is a very interesting thing. Like, how did this happen? Like, why is Borgeson the guy who's out there getting leaked? No one really knows. Borgeson, the Daily Mail also captured photos that it claimed show Borgeson walking Maxwell's dog in Boston. However, Borgeson told the Post that the dog in the photographs is actually his dog, and his name is Secretary Hamilton, named after the founding father, Alexander Hamilton, who founded the Coast Guard, among other things, obviously. So that is pretty much what's going on. So if this wasn't the more insane one, but this was obviously kind of later proven to be pretty much BS, and they didn't really have any relationship. And by the way, that guy also has been accused of assaulting his ex-wife. That's kind of the story with the tough divorce that they're going through. And the thing was, the same day, August 15th, also, and it looks like people were trying to get a little bit confused here, or muddy the waters a little bit, because the same day there were also pictures leaked by somebody, we don't know who, of Ghislane sitting at an In-N-Out Burger in California ordering some food. Since this is a podcast, I'll describe it to you from the words straight out of The Cut, which, by the way, has been great on this, along with, no surprise, shall we say, more international media. Maxwell was posing with her chin in her hand, looking directly into the camera, casually reading a book about CIA operatives, seeming impossibly chill about finally being found after weeks of speculation about her whereabouts, and also about possibly facing criminal charges, now that Epstein's no longer alive to bear the brunt of the Attorney General's inquiry into his crimes. As with all things Maxwell, there was something slippery and calculated about the former socialite planting herself one day after the Daily Mail said she was holed up with a Massachusetts boyfriend in an In-N-Out for a double-double. So, again, looking directly in the camera with a book called The Book of Honor, The Secret Lives and Deaths of CIA Operatives. And the question is, who leaked it, and what message were they trying to send? I think especially with that book, The Secret Lives and Deaths of CIA Operatives, which, by the way, is a book. I don't know if it's real, but no, it is. It's completely real. You can buy it for $15.26 on Amazon by Ted Gupp. So let's see what some of the reviews are on this. It's got to be pretty interesting. A good friend of mine died recently under very tragic circumstances. Some of it's all coming for quite a while, but it's a really huge shock when it happened. I picked up this book. at the advice of a friend and absolutely could not put it down. I'd read it while walking the dog, getting fast food, or even just lounging around the house. It helped me realize that my friend really believed in something, and that giving your life to the CIA, NSA, FBI, or Mossad, or any other intelligence agency is truly a higher calling and not something to mourn. A wholehearted recommendation. So that is pretty good there. Obviously, multiple references to Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislane Maxwell's activities. Let's see if there's any other good reviews in here. This is all from 2014. This is 2019. And I didn't even notice the guy who wrote that review is the person who wrote the review is G. Maxwell. So that's got to be a classic there. All very interesting stuff there. All very interesting stuff. So the Book of Honor, The Secret Lives and Deaths of CIA Operatives, that is out on the Amazon. today. It was released back in 2001, fun fact. So anyway, yeah, it's not entirely surprising that there's speculation the photo might be too good to be true, and we pretty much confirmed that it is. The Daily Mail checked out the location of the burger joint in Hollywood where Maxwell was allegedly spotted by a regular last week and found some pretty odd discrepancies. Notably, a bus stop in the background of the shot shows an advertisement for the movie Good Boys, which the company that operates the ad space said has never been there. The bus stop currently displays an ad for a local hospital, which said it's been there since July 28th, and Maxwell was supposedly photographed at this In-N-Out in August 12th. So, it doesn't work. Now the Daily Mail is pretty much blatantly discrepancies, and which makes me personally think that she was trying to send a message to someone, especially with that book. Maybe it had to do with something that she was eating. I don't know. Now the Daily Mail is reporting that metadata on the photographs point to Meadowgate Media Investments, a company owned by Maxwell's friend Lee Safian, an attorney who once represented her brother. The In-N-Out burger joint was published by the New York Post. Picture was published by the New York Post on Thursday after they obtained it from Safian. An updated version of the article says now. The paper even claims that the dog in one of the pictures resembles Safian's dog, Dexter, who they have been able to sleuth out there. So that is quite fascinating that she's able to picture that. Questions about Maxwell's lunch outing have fed into the already robust set of conspiracy theories around Epstein, his high-profile acquaintances, and his death. Why was a second smartphone on the In-N-Out table? Why did Maxwell never stick a straw in her soda or her shake? By the way, soda and shake. Really, Ghislane? Come on. Why did the diner who supposedly photographed her have such a nice camera with a lens that took a very clear photo, and why was she looking right at it? If Safian did leak the photo of Maxwell, and it was likely to try and throw the FBI off her scent. Maxwell was rumored last week to be hiding out in the south of France, staying with one of her sisters, Christine Maxwell, an early internet and technology pioneer who helped co-found the website Magellan. Christine reportedly sold the property in 2015 and was seen on Saturday packing bags into a car in front of the Manchester-by-the-Sea mansion where her sister was said to be living with her boyfriend. He denies that the two are seeing each other, and Maxwell is living with him, as we just discussed. If the In-N-Out photo is indeed doctored, which, I think it is, Maxwell could be anywhere. This, by the way, was an article that was written in the cut by August 20th. What's next? Some predictions: eating a hot dog, the steps in the bed, posing with a cactus at Joshua Tree, riding a unicycle, Burning Man, or painting her nails on the C train. Who the hell knows? But now we do know, because a Sky News report has just placed Ghislane Maxwell with Jean-Luc Brunel. So we will talk about him and get him around, talking to him a little more. Ghislane Maxwell's friendship with Epstein goes back years. This Sky News report reads, she was reportedly his girlfriend at one point. It's also claimed she played a significant part in the recruitment of girls and young women. Jean-Luc Brunel ran a successful French model agency with high-profile names on his books. It's alleged he also procured women from Epstein. The pair haven't been seen since Epstein killed himself on the 10th of August while facing trial for sex trafficking. They've gone to ground, but Sky News understands they've recently been in the Brazilian Riviera. Maybe Bolsonaro is doing a favor for them and hiding them out. I don't know. I just completely made that up, but it could be true. Information gathered by a former U.S. police officer who was not paid or commissioned by Sky News shows that Brunel's phone was traced to the Infinity Blue Resort and Spa in Santa Catarina. It's an upmarket holiday area popular with wealthy tourists. At the same time, Maxwell's phone was also connected to a network in the Santa Catarina state. So, why didn't anybody check their phones? Why didn't anyone think to possibly try to trace their phones here? So, Sky News visited the hotel, but by the time they arrived, there was no sign of Brunel or Maxwell in any shape or form. Ghislane Maxwell was last seen in Manchester by the Sea in mid-August, and that's where the Daily Mail placed her. Brunel's lawyer denies he's on the run, insisting he is willing to cooperate with investigations. And if you really want to go down a rabbit hole, check out Jean-Luc Brunel's story, because it's not very good. I don't think we're going to delve into that now. We just don't have the time or really the stomach for it. Yet there has been no sign of him since the 5th of July when he was pictured partying at the exclusive members-only Paris Country Club. Ghislane also has not been seen for weeks, as we know. Sky News learned she is formally starting proceedings to shut down the UK arm of her Terramar project as well. So she's moving out. Company house records show that she was signed off on the closure on the 13th of August, 3 days after Epstein was found dead in his cell. Maxwell and Burnell have both enjoyed a lavish luxury lifestyle, hanging out with huge names of politics, business, and entertainment, as we well know and have already detailed.